Palestinian Migration, Part 3, A Funny Story. By Walker von Krieg. A Jonsquill Ministries production. In the first two reports, I pointed out that the land of Israel was hostile to human occupation before the Jews began to return and, therefore, devoid of people. As the chosen people began to return in significant numbers in the 19th century, there was a migration of other people, biblically called strangers, from other lands, some from as far away as Morocco and beyond. Many came from Egypt. Most of the peoples dwelling in Israel, at the time of the declaration of statehood, could count their family residences in the land as less than 50 years, with others still only able to claim to have resided in the land less than a century. In the Jews, however, were the descendants of people who had lived in the land at the time of the Roman expulsion in approximately 135 AD. There had actually been a series of expulsions by the Romans between 66 and 135 AD. There is a story, which I believe to be connected to the Oslo Accords, negotiations between PLO chairman Yasser Arafat and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, which you might find both amusing and telling. According to the story, Rabin said, "It is a Jewish custom to tell a funny story before serious negotiations begin. To break the ice, as Americans say." Arafat responded, "That is an Arab custom as well. Do you have a good story?" Rabin replied, "I have one about something that happened when Moses led the people through the wilderness." "Let us hear it then," President Clinton said patiently. "The children of Israel had been traveling for many days," Rabin began. "The men in the front were hot and sweaty when they came to an oasis. Immediately, they took off all their clothes and jumped into the water. But when the men came out of the water, they discovered their clothes were missing. The men asked Moses who took their clothes, and he said, 'The Palestinians took them.'" Yasser interrupted angrily, "Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When the children of Israel traveled through the wilderness, there were no Palestinians." "Precisely," Rabin responded, "now we can negotiate." As a result, the PLO recognized the Jewish state at the Oslo Accords. Of the so-called Palestinian refugees who left Israel in 1948, so Arab armies could drive the Jews into the sea more easily, only about 30,000 remain alive. Their claim to any part of Israel is only based on the fact they left, when they could have stayed and been counted as citizens of Israel. But they chose not to, thinking they would return to take the possessions of the Jews they expected to be destroyed. There is no such thing as a Palestinian right to return. It is a fiction like so much that is said of the people falsely called Palestinians. This has been a Jonsquill Ministries production. Please like, share, and subscribe.